Back in the bed, meditate, I think I should. No, we ain't friends, got me on.
What's going on, guys? It's BabyTron here, and we're back with the weekly series on this channel, New Music Friday. The date is March 17th, and we got some new music to go over. As you can see, I may be in a new place. That's because I'm BabyTron. I'm not Bryce. I don't know who that is. So, but we gonna get right into this new music. So, this playlist that you see here on the screen will be linked in the description down below. In the pinned comment down there, New Music Friday playlist. It is weekly updated, so you will never miss out on any music that gets released, ever. So, we gonna start off right here with this Lil Keed album. Now, rest in peace, Lil Keed. This album was very good. Very good. One of my favorites of the year. I mean, I've been a fan of Lil Keed for the longest time. You know, like I was saying, rest in peace to him. Incredibly sad story, but this album had some bangers on it. Had some slappers on it. Very tastefully executed for a posthumous release. All these features you're seeing out here are pretty crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of this album. Big fan. These were my favorite tracks on here. This next album that I checked out was Mad by EST Gee. This shit is hard, dude. I haven't heard all of EST Gee's albums, but this might be the hardest one I have heard. It is just hard, front to back, dude. I will say towards the end there were some slower tracks, but the tracks here that I saved were definitely the more aggressive ones, and as you can see, there's a lot of them. I was enjoying the aggressiveness, lots of different vocal inflections from EST Gee on this album, which surprised me. I was a fan of. Next album here was another album I was a pretty big fan of, Money Man, called Red Eye. This shit is hard. This shit is hard. Money Man is hard. He's diverse. You know, he can do his thing. This album is no different. Highly recommend checking this out. Highly recommend checking this out. I mean, if you don't know about Money Man, he's a street rapper, scammer, you know what I'm saying? But he is hard. He makes good music. This shit's slapping. I would definitely check this out. Next album right here, Lil Pump 2. This album was not good, I'll say, but I did save a few tracks right here. Of course, you know, this track with Rio I had to save, and I can't lie, these other tracks here were kind of good, man. Hey, they were hitting for what they were hitting for, so I'll give them that, all right? Give credit where credit is due. I will give them that. I got no problem with saying that these songs were hard, and they were. However, the rest of the album, I was not feeling at all. This next album here, I saved every song from except for one, and it is Rich Amiri Evolution. This shit is hard, dude. I'm not even the biggest Rich Amiri fan, but listening back on this album, or I say listening back, listening to this album, I was like, wow. Because like the melodics, you know, it's not even as much like it's not very hyper poppy. It's not even plug and be-ish. It's just melodic, you know, that new underground sound, and he was killing it. He was killing it. The song with Tega's pretty good too. I'm not sure if that was a single or not, but all of these songs, like I said, I saved the entire album on here except for one song. I liked it that much, so I would definitely check that out if you're into like the underground, all that shit, you know what I'm talking about. Definitely check that out. This next album I checked out, I only saved 2 songs from. Quin NFN. The album's called Never on Time. I just wasn't a huge fan. I like Quin. If you went on my last New Music Friday, you know, I covered the single we had with Money Man. Didn't add it to this because I covered it in last week, but I was like, I'm a big Quin fan. You know, I've been a Quin fan for many years, like 5-6 years, I think. So to see this album kind of disappoint, you know, for me personally, it's disappointing. He was doing more like a melodic, you know, type thing, you know, like street rap, which I get, but I like his hard shit though. I like his hard shit, but that's the last project I checked out this week. Moving on to the singles here. First single here, JPEGMAFIA, Denny Brown lead single to their collaboration album, Scaring the Hoes Volume 1, and it's called Lean Beef Patty. Holy shit, this is probably my favorite song to come out this week. This shit is hard, dude. This shit is so fucking hard. The drums come in, that fucking sample, it's wild, dude. This will scare the hoes. I can tell you right now, this will scare the hoes. This next track here, Slipping into Darkness by Hit-Boy and the Alchemist. Now this track is smooth. You got 2 beats, one made by Hit-Boy, one made by the Alchemist, 2 verses, one from the Alchemist and one from Hit-Boy, rapping on each other's instrumentals. That's fire. I think that's fire. I think that's genius. This track was hard. It's that smooth. It's about what you expect from like Alchemist produced track. Hit-Boy kind of did his thing as well on the Alchemist production. Of course, Alchemist rapped over the Hit-Boy production. I was fucking with it. This next track here, Fatal Attraction by Bacc. It is the 3rd single to his upcoming album. And I like this track a lot. I don't think I liked it as much as the 2nd single. I forget what it's called. I covered it last week though, but this one was good. This one was good, okay? Nothing really crazy to take away from here. If you're a fan of Bacc, check it out. He's doing some newer stuff on these singles, so excited for how the album's gonna turn out. This next single here is Mike Sherm featuring myself, BabyTron, Run It. Now, This shit was hard. Mike Sherm did his thing, and of course I snapped. You know, my verse was hard. And whenever you put me on a song, you know I'm gonna show out and pretty much wash the competition. So shout out Mike Sherm for the payment. You know what I'm saying? That track's hard. I would check it out just because I'm featured on it. But this next track here, we got Honeyberry 2 by Bourne. Finally released. And it's good. It's good. It's not nothing crazy. You know, Pierre's allergic to success. This song could have dropped a while ago, but this song was cool. If you like Pierre, you into that shit, you know, you probably fuck with it. Next track here, the return of 03 Greedo, Back Like I Never Left. I must say I was a little bit disappointed as like a return track. You know, he's been in jail for like a few years at this point, and he's back now. And I was expecting something a little more harder or indulgent of his experience, but this was kind of more a laid-back song. He did talk about his experience in the pen a little bit, but nothing crazy. This next track here is Essence Fest by Curren and Jermaine Dupree. This is hard, but I will say it's a little bit more up-tempo for Curren and Jermaine Dupree. They seem to be doing like kind of the same stuff a lot of the time. So this one, more upbeat, definitely more instrumental focus, not really like that soul, like fucking like, you know, like underground sample you would hear. It's some a little bit different, I will say, but it's not crazy different. Next track here, Statik Selektah, Unpredictable, featuring like a half of the Wu-Tang Clan. You know, static beat, crazy sample, Wu-Tang spitting their bars over this. I don't even know who was all on this, but it's a bunch of members of the Wu-Tang. They did their thing, you know, it's Wu-Tang. You know, of course they're gonna fucking go crazy, so shout out to him for that. This next track here, PMR by Desiigner featuring a Boogie with a Hoodie. I did not think I'd like this song because these are two artists I'm not really that big of a fan of, but it slaps. This is a slapper. It's hard. It hits you in the eardrums, you know what I'm saying? I would check this out, just regardless if you like any of these artists, definitely. If not, it's a slapper, like I said, so if you want some loud music, check it out. This next track here from Graph, 38 Spesh, and Rome Streetz. God, I love Rome Streetz, called Finesse. This is some classic underground coke rap shit. You know I love Rome Streetz. If you've been watching, you know I love Rome Streetz, so when I saw he popped out on a feature, I had to check it out. Nothing crazy to say about the other two guys' verses, but Rome Streetz, you know, he did his thing. The next track here, 6 Figures by sgpwes. And this has been a lot like the recent sgpwes singles. He's been going for that hard sound, the fucking ringing 808 sound, which I fuck with. He's not really doing that melodic shit anymore. I mean, I'm not gonna say anymore, I'm sure he will in the future, but right now, for whatever project he has been promoting, it's not gonna be that shit, I don't think, because all these singles have been fucking loud and hard. And that's the sgpwes I like, so I'm fucking with that. And this last track I checked out this week, Get Off My Dick by Veeze. You know how Veeze is. Veeze is fucking hard. Veeze can rap his ass off. Veeze is crazy. Veeze has a great beat selection. Nothing is different on this track. Get Off My Dick. Smooth. Veeze is sliding. He's going through it. You know, it's just that like swag. You know, you play some Veeze, you know, you get it like a bounce. You know, it's like a continuous like fucking flow. That's this track for sure. But hey, this playlist will be linked in the description down below and in the pinned comment, so make sure you check that out. But that's about all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed watching, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any videos and updates, anything like that in the future. Go in the description, follow my TikTok, my Twitter, my Instagram, get that new Music Friday playlist. And yeah, it's been BabyTron. Peace.
Ain't a picture, little Bobby, just a young run around with his bands, hammer in his hand, feeling like a man. Run for the pole.